I'm going to be going over the Packers versus Bears offensive matchup and who I think the better player is at each position and what team comes out on top going into the wild card matchup this weekend. At quarterback, I have Jordan Love. While Caleb does have a better playmaking ability, I do believe Love is the more reliable starter. The touchdown to interception ratio is about the same, with Caleb throwing for about 600 more passing yards, but Love beating out Caleb in QBR and completion percentage, and for that reason, we'll be going with Jordan Love. At running back one, I'll be going with Josh Jacobs. This was a close matchup with DeAndre Swift having his first 1,000-yard season with the Bears. Swift also beats out Jacobs in yards per carry, averaging 4.9 compared to Jacobs' 4.0. But the reason I went with Jacobs is because he has been a sustainable power back that can create runs by himself, while Swift often plays off blocks downfield. Swift does play behind the better O-line in the run game, and Josh Jacobs has shown his consistency throughout his career, so this close one will go to Jacobs. At running back two, I'm going to be going with Kyle Manungai. This is probably the easiest pick between the two offenses. Kyle has proved to be a great second option behind DeAndre Swift this season for the Bears and has showed big playmaking ability for the team. At wide receiver one, I'm going to be going with Christian Watson. Between Christian Watson and Rome Odunze, Watson gets the nod for this one. Both these guys have been injured for portions of this season, but Watson has posted similar yards to Rome in less games played, while having a great chemistry with Jordan Love. At wide receiver two, we're going with Romeo Doubs. DJ Moore is wide receiver two on the Bears depth charts, but still has the same playmaking ability to be a wide receiver one, but he hasn't really shown that potential this year. If we were going off of careers, I'd be going with DJ, but as far as this year goes, Romeo Doubs will get the nod. At wide receiver three, we're going with Luther Burden third. Burden has showed great flashes during his rookie season this year and has built a solid connection with Caleb Williams. I do believe he's a more well-rounded receiver than Jaden Reed is for the Packers, so Burden gets the nod in my opinion here. For tight end one, I'm going to go with Colson Loveland. Tucker Kraft has been the better tight end one compared to Loveland for the Bears. Kraft posted nearly 500 yards in only 8 games with 6 touchdowns, which matches Loveland's 6 touchdowns this year before his season-ending injury. Although Kraft's numbers were outstanding before he went down for the year, I'm going to have to go with Loveland out of technicality because of his effect on the Bears winning games later in the year while Tucker Kraft has been out. For tight end two, I have Cole Kmet. Between Kmet and Musgrave, they both show similar numbers this season, but I believe Kmet is the better tight end in the run game as a blocker. The better O-line, as discussed before, will be the Chicago Bears. The Bears have arguably the best O-line in the league this year, although it may not seem like it because of how much Caleb Williams escapes the pocket. He does tend to do that on his own. The Bears have allowed the least sacks in the league. The line is graded far better than the Packers this season, and for that reason, the Bears will be getting the O-line spot.